twice in a week, Dan. Twice in a week.
People said it couldn't be done.
We hit him with the Spice Weasel. Bam!
You hit some with 4 episodes.
For those of you, our sweet, sweet audio listeners, 4 episodes in 1 week. How much casual can you take?
No one's doing that, especially episodes that are 2 weeks old.
Right? It's like you get history, you get current events, and you get the future.
You're
Someone
about
said
to get some predictions.
That's the full package.
Mexico City.
I have a secret, Dan.
Elevation.
I have a secret.
What's the secret?
But Mexico City.
Have you been?
I have not.
Would you want to go?
I've heard good things.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the secret?
Elevation.
There is elevation.
Yeah. You beat me to it, so now it's kind of awkward. But
right.
Yeah, I was going to talk about the gas tank and from the elevation.
Weird things happen.
Yeah.
People talk about the elevation in Utah City. Mexico City.
Let's talk about Reno.
Almost double that.
Yeah. It's
we
real.
don't fight in Reno.
There's any of our fans who are
What was the last
amateur
card
wrestling
in
fans.
Reno.
There's massive wrestling tournaments there every year.
Okay, well, there's no amateur wrestling fans that are currently listening to this.
Amateur wrestling fans, please comment on the bottom of this episode. I know there's a bunch of you out there.
Dozens.
I know at least one of you
world.
has wrestled at Reno or coached there. There's youth tournaments all the way up through college.
But should wrestlers really have a problem with their gas tank regardless?
MMA is a different sport, man. Henry will tell you. Sorry, I was looking just real emo. I didn't like my hat before the show, and now I'm putting this on. I've gone full Ross, Dan.
No one cares. People are here because you trolled them with the clickbait title.
It is, and I was setting up another clickbait title, which you guys will later see is the secret.
I
of
never
Mexico
actually
City.
know the title of the episode.
No, you
Last
do.
week-
You as a producer, you do very little producing.
I'm not a producer, though. This isn't. You produced the show. This is your house.
When we go 50-50 on a show and both of us are producers, how do you get away with not producing anything?
You could hand me the file. I could edit it. It doesn't matter. This is not important.
This is very important.
As one of the commenters said on the channel, they like that we don't talk about our personal lives.
Exactly.
And we should keep it that way.
At Z Griffin, you're the reason we're back in here doing this twice a week. This is what one little comment we'll do. We'll get you more complete hot takes. And the first one is elevation. Who is it going to affect the most on this card?
Also, a recurrent theme this week. Main event, co-main event. 2 rematches that ended prematurely.
Yep.
In the first battle. The first fight. Obviously, T-City was a shoulder dislocated mid-fight. Mm-hmm. Royval, Raw Dog, I believe his wrist broke or something. First fight against Moreno.
Yep.
So, excited for both these fights. And we have this is a night, it's an homage to the little guy. We got 5 count it, 5 times we're going to see flyweights fight.
Sorry, I almost did something a little racist, a little Mexican dance, and I know I should.
I was doing Booker T, dude.
Yeah, no, I
understand.
understand.
I believe there's 5 flyweight fights.
It's amazing. It proves that it's a real
5
division.
Flyweight fights.
5.
Say it fast, 5 times.
5 flyweight fights, 5 flyweight fights, 5 flyweight fights, 5 flyweight fights, 5 flyweight fights.
I was dropped on my head too much as a child.
Yeah, we've lost the plot already.
Not really.
No.
I think we're right on right on time.
Pretty much.
That's the plot, right?
Yeah. All right, you want to talk main event first, Moreno? I think Moreno walks away with this. I don't think anyone touches him in Mexico City. I think there's too much of that dog in him.
Lego man.
Okay.
No, Royval took this as the backup fight. He said it recently in an interview for the vacation.
Yeah.
He's like, I want to go to Mexico City. I'm like, yeah, free vacation. Let's do that. Then Amir Albazi, I believe, dropped the next day. It's like, I guess I'm going to fight.
Yeah, got to turn it on. Interesting question, though. If he was playing for the vacation, do you think he went early? To adjust, to hang out in Mexico City?
I don't think he left 3 months ago, no.
A month. I think a month is the time frame that they say you need to quite adjust. Either a month or you need to be there day of and you're not quite as affected. They say anywhere between that 8 to like 3 day window is like
maybe I think he should show up an hour before the fight.
Yeah,
like really, like that flight lands.
Satellite weigh-in. You're like Dana. All right, we get a UFC jet, so you know nothing's going on, and we're just going to be on the jet.
UFC notoriously spends money on their fighters,
and then we'll have a live stream from the jet of just dudes cutting weight. It's like the pre-fight is from the jet.
Do the fight from space, Georgia. Why not?
Do you not think Dana White will try to host a fight in space?
One day. I think we're about 15 years away. Not necessarily space, but that like vomit comet.
That's true, but we gotta see which way they vote first.
What do you mean, which way? Who votes?
That was just a political joke, but you want to step
keep
on
your
that
politics out of my shit, all right?
Just poking Dana, okay? I can poke the bear. I can Schaub a little bit.
Do you want to like compare yourself to Brendan Schaub? Is that like a lane you want to go down?
He has a wonderful career.
I've met him. He's a nice man.
It was very wonderful. Let me have the Red Bull in his green room.
Produced Fighter and the Kid. I believe
also, chin, way taller than I thought. He's like 6'3".
Who? Schaub?
Their producer, Chin.
I only met Schaub and Callan.
He was there producing the episode.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Back on the fight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Back on to Moreno walking away with the easy dub, right?
I wouldn't say easy dub, but I do believe Moreno's going to win. And he's like, last I saw it was like minus 250 or something.
Ugh. So maybe part of a parlay, but not really anything interesting.
He's definitely a part of your, favorite parlay.
On to the most interesting fight of the night.
Well, let's give Raw Dog his fucking respect. First off, you're the Raw Dog.
I mean,
He went all 5 rounds with Pantoja, which, how the fuck did that happen? 2 elite finishers just going all 5 rounds, going to the scorecards.
Pantoja's different when he fights Moreno. I've discovered that.
Pantoja is Moreno's kryptonite.
Yeah.
Moreno's the best flyweight in the world except when he fights Alex Pantoja.
Horses make courses, styles make fights, or whatever you want to call it. But there's just something about the way they match up. And I've seen this in the gym. Just one guy can outdo another guy in a certain area, and that kind of shuts down his game. But he'll get beat up by everybody else. Yes, and then once that sits in there a little bit, and like these two have so much history with each other, like Pantoja and Moreno, that I don't know him personally, so it is almost hard for me to even comment on how much that affects him, because like you'll see it in people.
Here's the thing: if fucking Moreno wins this fight, does he get a 4th fight against Pantoja?
I like it because now we're setting different records.
He's 0-3.
Would we have given Izzy another title shot against
Pereira?
Yeah, if he lost it.
No, probably not. Now it's 1-1. They don't really count the kickboxing fights.
Okay. I mean,
I do.
I mean, they counted them in the hype up to the fights.
Right, but you're gonna change the narrative, man. The hype video is gonna change. Yeah, it'll be 1-1. The promo will be 1-1.
We inherently agree to the rules that we make up on the spot.
The rubber match. Ooh. And also, like, people argue Izzy was winning the first 2 kickboxing fights before. One, people say he got robbed, and the other, he got knocked out.
Mm-hmm. Man, when you start loving Israel Adesanya so much?
I don't like Izzy.
You're just like reading from the copy pasta right there.
I love Alex Pereira.
That's right.
Yeah, so Izzy's a part of his story.
So the more you hype up Izzy, the more Pereira.
Yes, I never understand when fighters like talk shit about their opponents. Like, I'm gonna walk through him. He's a joke. Like, he can't fight. He sucks, dude. Hype him up so then when you beat him, you'd be like, oh, dude, I just beat this motherfucker. He was a tough bastard.
I think they always do that when someone's challenging for a title. If you beat a champion, you're always like, I did it, gladiator.
Sometimes, or if you're just respectful. I don't know. I don't think
if you're respectful,
you're just Dagestani, because I don't think they'd like talk shit ever, except in the cage. But like in interviews, like Islam's not like talking shit about Charles Oliveira, even though he walks through Charles Oliveira.
I think he kind of does in the Islam way. He's like, that man doesn't want to fight me.
That's as far as he goes too. Yeah.
Right, but like that's the Dagestani version of like throwing up the double bird and like giving them the Degeneration X. Yeah.
Just suck it chop.
Yeah. If he was respectful, he would be like, he is good warrior. One day, we meet in battle again.
Maybe.
I don't even know what accent I'm doing either.
No, I don't think you do. But I get caught in that too. Sometimes I'll try to do an accent without fully thinking it through. And it's like 3 different accents coming out at once, like a chat GPT.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
And I don't even know I'm doing it. I'm just like trying to channel my Islam, and that's what came out, which probably, whatever that says about something.
Well, you got to starve yourself for these couple months during Ramadan.
I do need to start fasting a little bit more. I felt better when I was intermittent fasting and like drinking the straight black coffee until like 1 or 2 in the afternoon.
I'm going to get back on that carnivore shit, but
really?
We'll see.
I heard that you're not as hungry.
Mostly carnivore. I'm not going to go fully carnivore.
Is there any fighters that are full carnivore or like promote carnivore?
Not that I'm aware of, but I'm sure.
Cheetos
comes to mind. He is always on top of those like health craze phases.
Oh, that's right. He also uses colloidal silver.
God damn it! You're gonna make me hate Cheeto. It's like my favorite fighter in the company. You're gonna make me hate Cheeto. Why are you gonna do that to me?
Yeah, I mean, he also like goes on long runs until he trips.
He's got a sauna.
Yeah.
All
right, so like, the real fight that we want to talk about,
T-City, Yair.
Yes.
Well, we got T-City out here, fucking bar for bar, word for word, quoting motivational eagle videos.
No. Really?
Yeah. So, how do you feel about that? Ortega, man. How old is he at this point?
He's like 37.
He's old.
I think. I'll confirm that. No, 33. He's younger than me.
Not younger than me, but had to put that out there. Ortega, though, his body's much older. It feels.
Why?
He's just a brittle man, dude. When's the last time? I mean, I don't think he's good either. I don't think he's a good fighter. Let's put that on the record. I think Yair walks through him. And I don't understand the line because Yair is like minus 150 right now. So that concerns me because Vegas is essentially telling you.
Go back and watch.
Fight. Oh, he almost choked out Volk. Guess what? He didn't. He fucking took Volk's back, got underneath the neck, and still couldn't choke out Volk.
No, it was like Volk was like in like a stuffed shot, and then he hopped on top of it. Volk was like, they were like towards the cage, but yeah.
We got under his fucking neck.
Yeah,
it was tight.
And hopped right into a full mount guillotine.
Couldn't choke him out.
Volk did say he was seeing stars and starting to go out, and the voices started getting quieter and quieter, and then Ortega kind of started fatiguing. He started to blow his arms out.
Because he's a brittle man.
He's 33 years old.
I know.
Which is basically prime.
Yair's a fucking stud, though. I know Volk kind of walked through him, but that's it.
I think Ortega's
that might have been like the last peak Volk.
Was that even peak Volk? Or is that like cresting down Volk? And we just didn't realize.
No, because I was coming off. It was right after he gave Islam everything for 5 rounds. Some would argue Volk won that fight. I'm not one of those people. I think Islam won that fight.
On the points, Islam won that fight.
But like...
Volk won the fight. Islam won the sport.
Volk won, the spirit of the fight. The pride rule fight.
Speaking of pride, shout out to my boy, the axe murderer, for his induction to the...
Words are hard. Hards are words.
For being inducted into the UFC Hall of Fame, Vanderlei Silva.
Are you a big Silva guy?
So like, I came into the UFC around...
Or do you only like him because Chael fought him in flip-flops?
The memes, bro. The memes, the Savage KO knockouts... Like he was part of that time in Pride where you had the best collection of heavyweights to ever grace the earth and to ever be in one organization. Like they don't talk enough about the depth of the heavyweight division at that point in time. So like you're seeing the biggest motherfuckers on all the juice just banging with each other. And this is before the sport has like evolved to where it is now and like it's blah blah blah. These dudes would just bang and take each other down and break limbs and bang, and like it was just this.
What would they do? They would bang, right?
Bang, bam, Spice Weasel.
Not homoerotic at all.
No.
No.
Too close.
I do remember that heavyweight division. It was fun.
Yeah. So like, and I just want to give him a shout out. He didn't have the biggest like run or time in the UFC. We didn't see the best of him. Very similar to Ben Askren.
In your mind, who is like the greatest heavyweight fighter in MMA history? It doesn't have to be accomplishment wise. It could just be like in their peak, in their prime. And why is it Cain Velasquez?
I mean, it is Cain. Peak Cain is pretty nuts.
Like you're not beating that.
Also, but sauced up Overeem.
That was a different beast.
Yeah,
different animal.
I think sauced up Overeem. Also, Fedor.
Why doesn't Overeem participate in Peter Thiel's steroid Olympics?
He needs to. I think he's kind of like broken at this point.
Get him back on the sauce.
I think the sauce was like holding it all together.
Have him fight Lesnar again. They can both be juiced to the gills.
No one wants to like. I think Randy Couture said this. No one wants to see a 60-year-old division.
I think fucking Mike Tyson's boxing again.
Rampage wants to fight again. He said it recently. Because Tony's not retiring, quote unquote. Breaking the news here.
That's sad.
Yeah, Tony's officially not retiring, and he says,
I mean, do whatever you want, Tony, but it's getting sad.
It is.
I loved you at one point.
Oh, he kept talking about the Khabib fight too, and how he like had something for him, and how he was just going to take him down and destroy him. And
that never would have happened. I'm of the opinion Khabib probably destroys him too, like back in the day.
I feel like Tony feels the power of Khabib, and it's just like, oh, this is like a different form of strength.
Yeah.
Yeah, that happens.
Especially if like Charles kind of washed him.
Bobby Green.
Yeah, Bobby Green choked you out, dude. Like, goddamn. Great. It was a wash, Tony, though. So.
Yeah, I mean, Justin Gage, he changes people the same way John Jones changes people.
And I'm worried about Max. Would prefer they didn't. You know, I mean, the fight's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be fun, but would prefer no one had to lose.
So while we're here, all of these like, who's the flyweight GOAT now since Volk lost the title? Like, is it Volk? Is it Aljo? Is it Max? And it's like, how you put Max in the discussion when he loses to Volk 3
featherweight?
times? Yeah,
featherweight GOAT. You
yeah,
said flyweight.
Featherweight. Sorry, it's with the F. It's
I know.
early.
I had to correct you. I didn't want to.
Thank you. Someone needs to, or the comments could. Yeah,
gotta check you.
Yeah, who's the featherweight GOAT? And it's like, but if Max comes back and wins a title again, then now we're kind of.
Aldo had what, 9 straight title defenses?
Yeah, but we're always gonna have that asterisk with Aldo.
He just fought too long. And then he also had a second run at 135. And he was robbed of his title shot, and they gave him Merab for some reason. That was so dumb. Merab was always... And stuffed Merab 0 for 16 on takedowns. People forget that.
That's kind of
People don't want to talk about that. People don't want to talk about how Jose Aldo is the greatest bantamweight defensive wrestler in the sport because Merab couldn't take him down. Meanwhile, I took down Cejudo like 5 times.
Yeah, I'm here for that. Dan. I'm willing to go down this path with you.
That was one of the worst fights ever, too. It's such a shame that a legend has to go out like that. Just Merab, relentlessly coming at you.
Is it, or is it Jose? You know, in the rafters, reaching up and pulling Merab up into stardom. That was the start of the Merab ship, and I'm on it, dude.
No, Merab was like steadily climbing up, and then the Jose Aldo fight happened, and then I think he dipped because people didn't like what he did to Aldo, and the fight kind of sucked.
No, they didn't like it because they didn't like Sterling. And here's the truth. And all right, finally got to say it. Everyone hated Sterling, and then they hated the fact that Merab wouldn't fight Sterling, or they wouldn't fight each other.
Sterling's title run too is so weird. I mean, he gets the title by DQ. He beats Peter Yan the second time, fair and square, right? Like, just kind of backpacks him the entire fight. Then beats TJ Dillashaw because his shoulder just keeps dislocating.
All right, time machine back. TJ Dillashaw versus Cody Sandhagen. We're watching that fight together. I'm so high on my man TJ being back.
Well, I had TJ. You'll remember this. I had a ticket on TJ Dillashaw to win the fight. I had a significant amount of money on it, too. Cashed that. Didn't feel great about it because I thought Corey Sandhagen won that fight.
You're a big Corey Sandhagen fan. Same. I think he's a very dangerous striker. I think he had something to that division that we don't really see much.
Has everything. I know Aljo choked him out. Whatever.
Things happen.
Things happen.
You know. I'm so high on TJ after getting he basically had his knee torn out again, right? He had like a MCL, ACL tear in the first
Gotta get
round.
back on that EPO, brother.
It's because he was cutting to 25. That's a whole other episode. I'm so high on my man after fighting on one leg for 4 rounds against Cody Sandhagen and kind of piecing him up.
Not piecing him up. It was a good fight, but Sandhagen won the fight. Not on the cards, mind you. And not in my wallet.
Fighting Aljamain Sterling, I'm like, my man's about to get his title back. Dillashaw never lost the title. About to get it back. 2 years off. Coming back. Story.
Like 5 seconds in.
Yeah. And then we're just like, oh.
Cool.
Oh.
Probably should have disclosed that. Probably should have had a replacement fight.
And then we find out that he did disclose that. And then we're just like, oh. Someone's going to be angry with you because you kind of fucked up Dana's money. And then he retired.
Now, TJ, I don't even know what he's doing.
So back to Sterling's reign. He is after that. Then what happens?
Fuck. I'm missing something before Sean, right? He had one other title defense.
Henry.
Yeah, the Cejudo fight, which was fine. I thought he beat Henry, but again, Henry.
It was a split decision victory.
Henry coming off the couch after 2-3 years
Mm-hmm.
after his retirement.
Right. So you give Henry the benefit of the doubt on that.
Yeah. So Aljo didn't look overly great beating a man coming out of retirement essentially, and then he gets starched by Sean O'Malley with one punch essentially.
You just see him leaning in, chasing after Sean. I think Sean got in his head very Conor-like. Topuria wants to be Conor.
Yeah, it was very similar to Conor knocking out Otto. I get it. There's videos of them side by side.
Oh my God! You're on MMA Twitter.
People like the
MMA.
I don't know who that guy is, but apparently he is a bigger pool on Mighty Mouse's podcast than fucking Sean O'Malley.
Hilarious.
Sean O'Malley, I saw a screenshot, another side by side. Sean O'Malley's episode with Mighty Mouse, 207K views in 2 weeks. Whoever this MMA guru guy is, 222K in one day.
He's British.
Is he?
Yep.
Okay. I remember, all I know of him is that people thought he was fat and out of shape and just a piece of shit. And then he showed up to a gym and was like, oh, he's just kind of big. He's just a big boy.
Can we talk more about the Yair Rodriguez-Brian Ortega fight?
We can, because I think Yair's going to smoke him.
How? What round? What's happening? What's he hitting him with?
I'm going to go Yair. I think he's going to knock him out with a clean, maybe kick to the face.
Okay.
In the second round.
I think he tries a lot of that. I think
he's just so wild. And that would be, I think that's what the UFC wants, right? I don't think Ortega gets a title shot with a win, but I think Yair starches Ortega. He's already talking about all the smack to our boy Topuria, and I think that's the fight. That's the next title fight. If Volk wants to wait for his rematch, and they want to keep Topuria active, I think Ilya, Yair, you have that fucking Spain versus Mexico feud. The colonizer versus the fucking, product of such. Mexico doesn't really like to claim their Spanish roots.
I see Yair getting tired.
He's still a lot younger than you think, too.
Yeah, but just his style of fighting. I see him dropping the hammer, trying to hit some crazy combinations, jumping attacks, spinning attacks. I see Ortega absorbing a lot of it. I see him losing a lot of the fight. I see him down under the cage, and I can see him slipping an armbar.
I would not be surprised if Ortega just breaks something again, or something dislocates. He's a fragile man.
Fair.
It is the rebirth, though. You know, he went up on his eagle's nest, isolated, broke his beak off. Word for word, bar for bar, dude. Come on.
Yeah, you're right. Yair probably wins this fight.
Yair beats him, and then they're going to probably fast track him to a title shot against Ilia Topuria. That would be fun. I think Topuria smokes him, but that would be fun.
True. Raul Rosa Jr., he's back. Our boy, the youngest UFC fighter ever. How are we feeling about him now?
He lost, 2 fights ago?
Yes. Won the last one. Got
by knockout last fight.
Uh-huh.
Dude, I have no opinion of him. He's just an ugly man. He's hard to look at. He's just hard to look at.
He's a child.
Whatever. He's a grown man. He fights in a cage.
This feels like punching down in some way.
I don't think so. He makes more money than me, maybe.
I don't know.
He might not.
He's on the bottom of the undercard or bottom of the main card, top of the undercard.
Well, because he lost. He had all this hype behind him, and I mean, his first couple of fights, he was like a minus 700, minus 800 favorite. Mm-hmm. I think he's only like a minus 230 favorite this week.
Dude, you get in the mix. You get in the mix. You know what I mean?
That or the whole, losing 2 fights ago.
Yeah,
probably scared Vegas off a little bit, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, they realized he wasn't the next Topuria.
He's not.
I mean, I think he's got a long, illustrious career. As long as they don't, Sage Northcutt him and throw him into some fights he's not ready for, back-to-back, kind of kill the trajectory.
His team can't make it, so he cancels the fight like Sage.
Mm-hmm. You want to talk about that real quick? Like, what's going on
at one?
Yeah.
One's going to go under, probably, right?
They went from having, like, a lot of good trajectory with a lot of good fighters signing, a lot of things happening. They never used Gordon once when he was signed to them, which was super interesting because it was, during one of his tummy incidents.
Because they also have events with like Mikey doing solely jiu-jitsu matches, like in the middle.
So that's the problem. They mix all the mixed martial arts with the kickboxing.
That's the problem. The mixing of the martial arts
in the same card.
People don't want mixed martial arts.
No, they want a mixed martial art.
Yeah, casuals too definitely don't want to mix the martial arts.
No, they're so confused. They don't understand which kind of fighting. When they have Muay Thai and kickboxing, I'm so confused.
I don't get that too. People are like, "Oh, I hate when they wrestle or when they get taken down." It's like, dog, kickboxing is kind of boring as hell.
So boring. It's like we have that sport, and it's dominated by a skinny white dude.
There's nothing worse than like 2 wrestlers too that are forced to kickbox because neither one can get the advantage of
wrestlers
taking the other
boxing
down.
Though is super interesting.
Yeah, it's fun
because they just slug.
Yeah,
yeah. It's like watching them play basketball. Like it's so bad, it's entertaining. Mm-hmm. It's just like, but the
striking is just so bad. But
yeah,
but it's like Michael Chandler just throwing fucking looping hooks.
You've watched those Dagestani videos of like the tackle basketball.
Yeah,
yeah. That's basically how
wrestlers play basketball.
Yeah,
I've played against wrestlers playing basketball.
And it's like, bro, you're hugging me right now, and he's just like, oh my bad.
We've discussed this. I'm like, get out of my face, dude. I don't have the ball.
You're like,
it's pickup.
It's pickup.
Anything else on this card that really stands out? I know there's a PFL Bellator event in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, the super fight, the super card.
And they announced, right, I think officially, that Francis is going to fight the winner of Bader.
Mm-hmm. And the heavyweight you don't know from PFL?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Bader.
Casual.
I'm just going to say Bader.
Yeah.
Bader. He's going to fight Bader.
He's going to fight Bader. I think he starts Bader.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who Francis fights, though, right? It's just people just pay to see him knock someone out.
Does Bader have a plan?
Is he 40 yet? He's got to be, right?
Let's look this up.
Oh, also, mea culpa from last episode. I think we started out, we were talking about like Topuria's lineage, where he came from and everything.
Uh-huh.
You mentioned a third country. Born in Germany.
Ah, I was right.
But
bang, bang,
I
bang.
do believe he is Georgian blood, but moved to Spain when he was like a teenager, but claimed Spain. Which I get, dude, because as a man that was born and raised in Philadelphia who moved to Florida at 18, I still kind of claim being a Florida man.
I like that.
So I get it, Taboria. I understand. I can relate with you now more. But I believe he is not Spanish. He's just Georgian born in Germany, and then formative years in Spain. So hand up. We'll just do that. Like every episode, we'll do a mea culpa section. Anything you want to apologize for?
Not a damn thing.
Apologize for not. It's absolutely nobody. Fuck that quote up too. Mea culpa right there.
Yep. I'll care about Connor one day.
I can't do an Irish accent either.
I can't just claim, like, I need the true story of Connor to come out in like 20 years from someone who was like embedded with his camp the whole time, who just wrote down when and how much blow he was doing.
Oh, I think
then track that with all of his actions, because I think it'll all come together.
I think this is the greatest troll job of a man ever. He is just like, I'm going to waste Michael Chandler's career.
This is Michael Chandler's career.
He's never getting it. He's never going to fight him. I'm convinced he's never going to fight Connor. And he's going to wait, and he'll be 50 and like, I'm waiting for that Connor fight, waiting for that red panty night.
Honestly, what even wanting to fight Connor has done for his socials and his like, dude, I'm not even kidding. Like, this fight is really about the money, and it's about like Chandler setting up the rest of his life. He's went on title runs. He's had fight of the year. He had fight of the year against Eddie Alvarez in 2012, Daniel.
Mm-hmm.
It is 2024.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Chandler has had a shot at a UFC title.
He's going to go years without a fight, chasing this fight he'll never get.
Fine.
I don't know if it's fun. You can get more paychecks. You could have been like a co-main, co-headliner.
I think this sets like this notoriety.
Like Chandler's not headlining anything right now unless it's Connor. He has to be the B-side. But like, there's some fun fights out there for Chandler still.
Michael Chandler's online status can now get a job at ESPN afterwards if he wants.
I mean, Bilal has a job. Anthony Smith has a job. Get
Anthony Smith out of there. Michael Chandler.
Yes, Chandler obviously had that the entire time. It was never, not because of Connor. Chandler's just like a well-spoken dude.
Yeah. So I think he's setting up that stuff. Businesses.
But he already had that.
Not really.
He did. He could have just shown up. They gave Bilal a job.
I need someone hit up Social Blade and like find what the track, how much socials is going
I you see the clip of Bisping?
No. What did he do?
Last week, I think it was during like obviously a post pay-per-view hit for ESPN, and the camera kind of lingers, and he thinks he's off air. And he was critiquing himself. He's like, "Man, that was fucking gay."
At least he was critiquing himself.
He was talking about himself.
Right. That could have got bad.
I do that all the time. I mean, I just even fucking lost my voice there. My voice went up. Yeah, it was a crack.
Oh, man.
Going through puberty again. What the hell?
Put those headphones back on. Let me hear that. Run that back for me. Jamie. Oh, no, Jamie. I want to get a stuffed animal dog and a camera on it to point to it and call it Jamie.
I think the Jamie Rogan bit is overdone.
It's dead.
I don't think we need to have to
do it.
Participate in that.
We should just talk about MMA.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. Anyone else on that Bellator PFL card that we want to talk about?
I mean,
let me look it up.
AJ McKee's on the card, right?
He has to be.
But
he's actually, wait, no, I think he's not for some reason.
I think he's pretty low on it though, from my understanding.
He can't be.
Like, it made no sense where he's positioned in the card.
It should not be this hard to
but
just find.
They're really hammering home this champion versus champion, even though I think Bellator probably smokes PFL. I would probably just do an entire Bellator parlay.
Yeah.
Granted, not the best fighters.
Johnny Eblin definitely thinks that.
I didn't know Eblin was...
Oh, Bader's the underdog, by the way. It's Renia Ferreira. I know that dude. It's hard as fuck.
That makes sense, then. Ferreira could fight Francis. Anyone can fight Francis and then get knocked out.
Yeah.
That's what they're setting it up for.
Is that Pitbull? Yeah, Pitbull's...
I'm not paying $50 for this. Let's just be honest. You paying $50 for this?
Oh, no. Definitely not. Yoel Thiago Santos is on this fight. That
could be the worst fight ever.
Yeah. What?
That could be the worst fight ever.
No, Thiago Santos is going to go at him.
It could just be Yoel Izzy again.
Guess what the line is on that card?
Like, who was favored?
Mm-hmm.
Romero, like, minus 120.
It's minus 110, minus 110.
Yeah, it's a pick.
Direct pick 'em.
I'm good at this, aren't I?
Nimkov.
It's like I gamble. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dead air, baby.
No, whatever. Get off my nuts.
You're just looking at the card. You're just looking at how dog shit this $50 you're about to spend is.
I'm definitely not going to spend $50 on that. You want to go to the bar and watch it? Can we watch both the same night?
Guarantee it won't be on at a bar. You think the PFL is going to be on at the bar?
You want to go to a
or
fine
belator or whatever.
Dining establishment and ask them to put the...
But, like, can you please buy title champion versus champion?
Okay, me and you on a park bench on the iPhone.
Yeah.
240s. Watching.
Crack streams.
Smoking crack.
Mm-hmm.
Getting demonetized.
Remember when we went to fucking Shreveport, went to the casino, and they didn't have a UFC pay-per-view?
Yes.
We had to watch it on the phone.
And then that dude left his date to watch it with us.
Yeah.
Showing how much men love the UFC versus...
Men will connect over caged fist fights, leave their girls, and huddle over a phone in a Shreveport casino.
I need to find out that restaurant we went to, because guess where NCAA Wrestling Nationals are this year?
Shreveport?
Yeah.
God damn it.
But that restaurant was fire.
It was solid. It was probably the only place in Shreveport open.
Right.
Other than the casinos.
Yeah.
It's not a cool town.
I'm hoping to celebrate a
We purposely wanted to stay in a shitty town.
Oh, yeah, we did do
and we embraced the culture.
We did. There was a lot of, like, oddly old, rich, fat men with...
And we saw Sean Strickland just confuse Izzy and befuddle Izzy for 5 rounds. Drop Izzy in the first.
We were like, it's happening. It's happening. It happened.
My only regret was not putting money on Sean.
Yep.
Just for the lulz, right?
Who did we lose money on? Tai Tuivasa.
Tai Tuivasa got smoked.
Yep.
I think by the big Russian. Not Sergey. The other one. Volkov,
yep. Oh, we thought he had... Why did we think that?
I don't know, man. We're doing it for the vibes.
Sometimes
you just want to fucking bet on the vibes. And we didn't do it with Sean Strickland for no reason, because you had a bet with Mickey Gall that Izzy was going to destroy Sean. And I'm going to see Mickey potentially in Miami or Boca in the coming weeks, and he's supposed to choke you out.
Yeah, I'm going to be back in Miami at the end of March. I think we'll make it happen then.
Okay. We might be going to UFC 299. So.
Oh, when is that?
It's middle of March.
Middle of March.
Or late March. Maybe, hopefully it's late March and we go the same weekend.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Be there the whole time. That'd be nuts at the UFC. Let me see that. We have the internet.
For my company, Georgia's old company, we're supposed to interview a certain singer that is hot in the streets, a revival, a rebirth for a certain band we're supposed to interview.
Oh.
Yeah. And then potentially go to 299 same weekend.
No, it is March 9th, and I will be in Atlanta with Dom Dalla.
Okay.
So I'll be having a solid weekend that weekend as well. I'll probably be watching it in the green room.
Maybe I'll try to get some interviews for $2.99.
Yeah, you definitely should.
Get a media pass.
That'd be great. You know, actually,
hey, we have 130 subscribers on YouTube. Dana, pay up.
Pay up. Give us special treatment, Dana.
So final picks this weekend. I got Brendan Moreno. I got Yair. Throw that in a parlay with fucking Yasmin. I think she probably smokes the girl she's fighting.
Yeah, Sam Hughes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
They're feeding Sam Hughes to her.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone else in that card you like?
Looking at the undercard right now.
What's the third fight?
Back to the main card. Third fight is Daniel Zellhuber versus Francisco Prado. They're both 1 loss each.
Okay.
I don't know too much about either one of them.
Prado hits hard, I think, but he may be at a slight height disadvantage.
Yeah, and a huge reach disadvantage. It's a lightweight, though. It's Probably it's the depth of lightweight that I don't know. Yeah, 5-inch height advantage and 8-inch reach advantage.
Not ideal.
No.
Not good for our guy.
But also just depending if you know how to take advantage of that or not. If you know how to manage distance, if you know how to fight behind the jab. So we'll see.
Got anything else you want to talk about?
The MMA news that's going off.
Do you have any tournaments coming up for Texas? Hook'em Horn.
Wrestling. We have the conference tournament coming up in 2 weeks, then a weekend off, and then we're in Shreveport for the NCAA Nationals, which will be pretty fun. Returning national runner-up.
You going back to Margaritaville?
Yep.
Do it for Jimmy.
Yeah, of course.
Is that where you're staying?
No, I'm staying at like the La Quinta Inn, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know, probably not.
Support this podcast so you can support college club wrestling.
Yes. Donation link will be in bio. Probably not.
What about your mom's friend that, makes hand-blown pipes?
She sent me the Facebook link. She said, you may have to just put the Facebook. And
she never got her proper,
her plug?
Yeah.
I will actually put the link in the bio of this episode.
That's your mea culpa.
Yeah. I don't really want to, don't go buy this woman. Don't support this random, old woman's retirement.
She sponsored the pod last week or this week.
By asking. She was
Sometimes that's all you got to do is ask. Nicely.
And on that note, Craig Jones, Phil Rowe, I think tomorrow or today, UFC Fight Pass, Mexico. No, Karate Combat?
I think it's just
UFC.
I think it's just the jitsu. Phil Rowe's a Philly guy.
Yeah, Craig subs him quick.
Probably. Probably pulls guard.
For sure.
Probably does some, freaky shit.
Celebrating with some nose beers. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's all the casual takes for today. You got anything worse?
Viva la Mexico.
There you go.
Ugh.